Friday night thriller from the Engage Super League. In 2007-2008, these two competed the grand final. In 2009, 2 games remain in the regular season. Whoever wins here will take the league leader's shield. Leeds line up with Webb, Donald, Smith, Senior and Hall, Maguire and Burrow. Forwards, Luluai, Diskin, Peacock, Jamie Jones-Buchanan, Ablett and Sinfield, who's the captain. And the bench is occupied by Lautiti, Bailey, Kirk and Burgess. The land of the giants for coach Brian McLennan. For the Saints, it's Wellens, Gardner, Gidley, Eastman and Melly, Price and Long. Graham, Cunningham the skipper, Pulatuya, Gilmore, Flannery and Wilkin up front. Wilkin a big surprise with Roby, Hargreaves, Clough and Farsavalu, and the coach is Mick Potter. Lovely night. It's a little cool. It's the first whiff of autumn, but absolutely perfect for this top of the table clash. And St Helens, they've topped the table in each of the last 4 years. The champions only once in that period, and they are probably underdogs as Kieran Cunningham leads them onto the pitch right now. Warrington and Huddersfield at Wembley last week to break the mould, but the odds are in favour of a third grand final in a row between Leeds and St Helens. And the Rhinos aiming to finish top for the first time since 2004. But whatever happens in the next 2 weeks, these two will finish first and second for the third year in a row. It's a cracking atmosphere. Leeds head St Helens at the top by virtue of a better points difference, just 51 points. They've both won 19 and they've lost 6 of their 25 rounds so far. The Rhinos champions the last 2 years, but Brian McLennan has told us, and he's told you, he wants the kudos of finishing top after the weekly rounds this year. He's a bit upset that some people have questioned their title because they didn't finish top at the end of last year's regular season. Phil Bentham is the match referee, dressed in white, and St Helens, dressed in green, will get this game underway. They will attack from left to right with their supporters at their backs. Should be an absolute cracker, this. And Paul Wellens waits for the man in the middle, Phil Bentham, to blow the whistle. Off we go, and a very, very important 80 minutes lies ahead of us. Diskin will run the ball back on the first tackle, and the Saints' chase was led by Tony Pulatua.
Tremendous atmosphere, you can just feel it, and you can tell that St Helens, they really want to mix it up against his lead forward very quickly indeed. We know that Saints have been off the ball slightly, but I think the fortnight's rest certainly would have helped them. They look fatigued a fortnight ago against Huddersfield, but they look up for it tonight, don't they?
They do, and I must say that the Leeds Rhinos in their pre-match preparation, the tackle bags were out, and boy, were they running hard. It was a vigorous warm-up session for the Rhinos. They've reached the last tackle. Maguire with the kick that will hang in the breeze, and Francis Melly is underneath it. And here comes St Helens with the first attack from them.
Pretty good kick and chase. Was expected, of course, at Leeds. The coach, Brian McLennan, would pick for the tactics of making sure that Paul Wellens, a full-back, had plenty to do tonight. Trying to tire those legs.
Pulatua again for St Helens, the New Zealand international, the Samoan international. He's played the last 17 games and was awesome in the win at Castleford. Graham gets the ball inside. He was clattered after the ball had gone. But talking of clattering, Kevin Sinfield came in very quickly on John Wilkin, and that ball was touched by the foot, says Phil Bentham. It's play on. So here's Pulatua again.
A little bit shoddy in and around the play the ball area. They're going to be a little bit smarter than that. Lucky to get away with it.
Saints running it on the last with Long. He's jinked inside too. The ball goes over the top and on the bounce to Cunningham. He finds Graham. Graham hacks the ball over the top, and that ball will skip its way over the dead ball line. They just lost the plot a little bit there, St Helens.
They certainly did. It was good work by Sean Long, but there was no one in support there. And it was really just forced to the prop forward, James Graham, to get away. A panic kick. It has been their problem for many, many weeks, the Saints. They really haven't been talking to each other as a unit.
This is Lee Smith for the Leeds Rhinos. 97th appearance for the club. Needs 3 tries for 50. Knock on.
Bad error there by the centre, Lee Smith. Should have got on with the job of actually playing the ball instead of just pushing away, and you can see he lost control of it. First golden opportunity for Saints. They really need to build their confidence. A quick try certainly will do that, and he knows it, as Brian McLennan. He knows that Saints have got so much power out there.
Eastman, a little run trying to go through the gap from Kyle Eastman, halted by Kevin Sinfield. Kieran Cunningham at dummy half. This now is Flannery. Senior was there quickly, and Luluai. It's Cunningham. Cunningham fires the pass to Sean Long. Long gets the ball away. That bounced off the chest. And referee has seen a knock on, but by whom?
Well, I think it hit Maguire right in the chest. I don't think he went for the football. Wasn't the best pass there. Or did he touch the arm?
He played at it, Danny Maguire.
Yeah, it came on the chest. This should be head and feet for the Saints.
And it is. Sean Long will feed the scrum here in a moment. Long, of course, off to Hull in 2010. Cunningham from the back of the scrum gives it to Eastman. This is Price. Here is Gidley taking on Burrow. Runs over the top of Burrow. Bounces off Ryan Hall. Reinforcements are there for the Leeds Rhinos. Gardner pointing the direction at dummy half. Will wait as the ball is played to him. Here is Leon Price. Price back on the inside to Flannery. That's the second tackle. Cunningham quickly in at dummy half. Gives it to Graham. Graham then on to Long. Long looking very busy. Oh, possible interception. But knocked back into the arms of Lee Smith. And Lee Smith will hack the ball forward. Looking for Danny Maguire off the knee. Maguire, great chase back. Wonderful chase back by Helens.
Unbelievable, and how have they got numbers there? Surely Price is offside.
He's in the sin bin, Leon Price.
Professional foul, well done, Phil Bentham, the official. But what a wonderful effort by Paul Wallens. Leon Price gets 10 minutes in the bin. The Saints are down to 12 men already. But what on earth, how on earth should I say, did Paul Wallens get the speed to get back? It was a shocking pass, the second bad pass from Sean Long. The power is from Leeds now.
Luluai in possession. This is Diskin. Here is Maguire. Drops the shoulder, goes inside. Gilmore.
Just got a hand to him, Gilmore. Just put him off balance. It was sufficient to stop it.
Wellens to the rescue again. Sinfield finds Burrow. Burrow shows it to Jamie Jones. Here is Senior. Good St Helens defence. St Helens now with 12 men. First man this year in the sin bin for Saints is Leon Price. Peacock. Peacock to Diskin. Diskin to Sinfield. Quick pass. Finds Maguire. They've got the overlap wide. Here is Lee Smith. There is Scott Donald. Question mark over this. Question mark over this try. Was it a foot in touch? Did he get the ball down before he hit the corner post? All decisions that Steve Ganson, tonight's video referee, will have to make.
I think he just gets it down before the knee hits. No, it's touched it. This will be NOTRY on this occasion. The right blue boot just went right on the whitewash there. Great positioning by the touch judge. But full credit to Phil Bentham. This will be wiped off. He's gone to Steve Ganson, the video ref, tonight. And this will be disappointment for the Rhino fans.
The try is chalked off. There was a foot in touch. Scott Donald denied what had been his 10th try-scoring appearance in a row.
It was a break there. It was a bad pass there from Long.
Wasn't it a knock-on from Donald when he goes forward from Donald onto the Saints player?
Well, it certainly touches him, Phil. I have to agree with that. But obviously, Phil Bentham thought that it was off the shoulder rather than off the forearm or the hands. Either way, Saints will be breathing a huge sigh of relief.
Polituya will drive the ball forward. There were 4 players briefly around him then.
Well, here's the hand. I think that's clearly off the hand or arm. Forearm, it's certainly forward. He played at the ball. Anyway, you're right, you look in this game. There won't be time to stop and look again. Here's Cunningham through the hole.
It's incredible the fact that as a result of that play that was allowed to go on, Leon Price ends up in the sin bin. St Helens will feel that they've been a little bit hard done by. This is Graham.
Hold, go.
Here is Long. Long gets the ball wide to Gilmore. And Gilmore is dumped to the ground.
Well, there's even
Tackle
more pressure
5.
now on Sean Long because of Price's absence from the field. He'll have to do more of the passing, more of the kicking. He tends to run the clock down here by putting it out of play. But in fact, the biggest difference probably between these two sides in recent weeks has been their passing accuracy. Leeds are able to pass the ball accurately, as we see Long's kick to touch, and then have players moving at pace. It's a lethal combination. Here's the Price being sin-bin, comes back and collides with Donald. I think Paul Whelan's probably had him covered anyway, but they're down to 12.
Well, we said before the match, Tony Smith, that we expected fireworks. I think we're not going to be disappointed.
No, it's been action-packed so far. Just on that point, Phil, they've got Kyle Oostman out there as well, and he's operating in a standoff type position, and they've put Wellens out to attack on the left centre, and that's how they started the game. So I was wondering how the three halfbacks were going to operate. So I don't know if they'll miss a number, but I don't know if they'll miss a halfback.
Here come the Rhinos in the shape of Brent Webb. 5 tries in his last 2 games, Brent Webb, as Leeds have been on fire as they've taken over the top spot from St Helens. 27 tries they've run in the last 2 games.
Well, it looked for all the world, didn't it, when Smith made that clean break, but Wellens got back in time, and I must say that they looked jaded a fortnight ago, Saints, but they certainly enjoyed that break. They're looking pretty hot, but so are Leeds at the moment.
And it's down the line from Lee Smith again, but the ball beats everybody.
Tremendous tactics, though. Unbelievable stuff here. He realised that it was a cul-de-sac, nowhere to go from there, and just keep it through. They can apply the pressure now with their defence, try to force the error.
If you're dropping onto the tackle player, just get the timing
Lee
right.
Smith, he will depart for pastures new.
Yeah, there was one in already.
Not
Next
happy.
year, unhappy with the kick, but it was inventive, wasn't it?
Here we go, Saints.
Well, they're going to be adventurous against the top sides, and we'll see that from both outfits tonight.
St Helens a bit anxious maybe. Defeat and a failure to top the table would leave them looking at the possibility, that's all, of finishing without a trophy for the first time in 6 years. They'd have to win the grand final to extend their sequence of 6 seasons in a row in which they've picked up silverware.
Well, sometimes old habits are hard to get rid of, aren't they? And it has been a problem early in the season for the Rhinos, giving away silly penalties after all that pressure, the good kick and chase, and what do? They find themselves way back downfield.
Graham will drive the ball in for St Helens, halted though by Jones Buchanan and Senior.
Well,
There's a lot of wrestling on the ground.
Not only that, that looks very, very, very much like a chicken wing tackle to me.
And Graham's in a lot of trouble here.
Well, I don't know whether he's just play acting, but look at this. That is force against the arm, and that should be looked at after the match. That's got to be a chicken wing. Look at that. I mean, Graham nearly has his shoulder pulled out.
He's still out there, though, Graham. Long picks that up off his toes. Here is Eastman,
Great
created
work
by Maguire.
Great work by the stand-up Danny Maguire. Realised there's going to be a dummy runner. He came in on the angle. Boy, these two sides are really up for this one. Not surprisingly, they are the two best in the side in the competition so far.
Well, they are by league standings, top and second. Great ball! Graham finds Gilmore, and Gilmore will go. No, yes, he will. Yes, he will. The momentum's taking him home, I think.
This will be given. Ball carrying arm did not touch the deck as far as I'm concerned. I'm not the video referee. That's in the hands of Steve Ganson. How many times has he done this over the years for St Helens? After so much defence, is he still moving? It touches the ground before this. Oh, this is a difficult decision.
It's a try.
I'd give it.
There's no doubt that's a try.
Well, if it is given, it's Lee Gilmore's 100th career try, and what a night to claim that milestone.
He does it so often, this fella. Just pops out wide, irrespective of whether he's playing in the centre, obviously, or as a second row tonight. And I'm with Phil Clark. I think this will be given.
Looks like momentum's taking him home. Steve Ganson agrees. The try is given. St Helens hit the front. The man who will be at Huddersfield in 2010. He's got 7 tries against Leeds prior to tonight, so it's 8 out of the 100 against Leeds for either Wigan, Bradford or this St Helens team.
Just shows you they got the penalty, got them upfield. Beautiful pass, wasn't it, there by the big fella, James Graham. Momentum gets over. Wonderful stuff. Lee Gilmore comes on the angle. He comes away from his opposite, which was Lee Smith in the centres. That is a great effort.
Great try from Gilmore, 31 years of age, a Great Britain international, played for Scotland in the 2000 World Cup, but I bet he's putting his hand up for England this year. And Kyle Eastman then. He's got a great record with the boot this year, 76% success rate. And he's added another here. St Helens are ahead by 6 points to 0 in this shootout for the League Leaders Shield in 2009. Great start to the game.
If it's a good pass and you come on the angle, it's very difficult to stop. Look how it comes through there. Smith had no chance. Put on the afterburner, bang, straight in.
Touch has reported a possible chicken wing tackle, so it's going on report. OK, it's Jamie Jones. Jamie Jones
Buchanan is going on report for a possible chicken wing tackle.
Going on report, OK, for a potential chicken wing in the tackle by you. OK, it's going on report anyway.
I think, Eddie, the insignificant thing here is if you sting a bumblebee, he'll very often come back to sting you very quickly. If you annoy one here like they have done here, just look what James Graham did 35 seconds after this. In agony, twisted over on his back, got up and put the pass on to set Gilmore for a try. That's why he was voted the Man of Steel last year, and is why he's still one of the best players in this competition.
Absolutely. Great effort from James Graham. Beautiful ball for Gilmore, but it really did need scoring, and the momentum takes him home. I know what you're saying about the bees, Phil. I think you might have meant a wasp. Don't bees snuff it once they've stung you?
Well, possibly so. It might have been a wasp then. But don't annoy James Graham's a lesson I would say to the Leeds players. Tackle him and hold him down and try and clamp the ball. But you bend his arm behind his back and you could be in trouble.
Well, he's annoyed, James Graham, that is for sure. Still 0-0 at Wigan. Here, 6-0 to the Saints.
Once he's down, don't push him. Waits.
Well, the fact that Saints have a man in the sin bin and they're really bossing it, they were very, very happy with that, controlling it. They're in no rush. They're in no rush.
Leon's just made it back onto the field, so you know, they'll be pretty delighted to be a man down and go ahead. That's just a big turnaround for them.
Yeah, it's a big boost for them, but that kick wasn't the best from Lee Gilmore. He finds Brent Webb.
Pretty solid defence though, Eddie. What they're doing is St Helens. A few weeks ago, they were coming out of the line. Some of them are staying back, but they're going as a unit. They're making sure that Leeds have got no space at all to work in.
Ryan Hall plays the ball to Diskin. Here is Sinfield. Now it's Luluai.
Move! Hold! Go! Straight off, Sean!
Diskin, Burrow. Good hit there in the tackle by Gilmore and Wilkin on Carl Ablett. Peacock trying to go through the gap, clawed to the ground by Wilkin. Last tackle. Burrow will just kick it down the middle, and Wellens will run it back from his own goal line here.
Well, I must say that wasn't the best chase. The kick was good. There was only little Rob Burrow there. Well, they run it out of steam early, this Rhinos outfit. The shock of giving away the 6 points.
Melly drives it forward once again. You can almost feel the match has risen in intensity in the opening 14.5 minutes here, and we're still a fortnight away from the playoffs when, well, the electricity will be crackling out there on the field. This is Pulatua. Great run from him.
Great strength in the legs there. Leeds, they're falling off a little bit. Some of their passing's not good. Was that forward? That certainly looked it. The last one, either way, the official at 3 to have a look at.
It's the turnover.
It's the third time, isn't it, in 15 minutes that they've run the ball on the last tackle. They're prepared to try that, whether that's for the full 80 minutes, whether that's to try and deceive them should they meet again in the playoffs or grand final. But clearly a policy, a tactical ploy in the first 15 minutes, run the ball and let's see what effect that has.
We're watching the best home record on the line here in Super League against St Helens, who boast the best away record in Super League. So something's got to give tonight. It's Maguire. Peacock, they were on him in a flash, and he's lost the ball there.
That'll be possession to St Helens.
Peacock says the ball was stolen from him. Cunningham to Eastman.
First. Move!
I think he just lost control of it.
Right on the move.
That was the view of Phil Bentham as well. Here is Chris Flannery now for the Saints.
2. Move! And wait.
He'll play the ball here to Cunningham, who finds Long. Long then gives it to Eastman. Oh, that could have been an obstruction and is.
Yeah, gave himself up there. And Gilmore not happy, saying, listen, if you're going to run, go for it. Yeah, Wilkins certainly went through, and so did Gilmore. Went round the back and gave himself up there. Well, it's a relieving penalty that the Rhinos certainly needed.
Here's Ablett, now Luluai.
First.
Graham and Cunningham in there quickly. So too the big Kiwi Pulatua. Here now is Peacock. That's a great run.
Tremendous work by the big fella. We haven't seen many runs from Diskin from dummy half. No, we haven't seen many from Saints either.
Here is Senior now. Gets away from Eastman. Can't get away from Gidley and Wilkin. Webb. Jamie Jones. Good hit by Kieran Cunningham.
Move!
Fourth tackle. Webb finds Burrow. Here is Sinfield. There's the pass to Peacock. Saints working overtime in defence.
Go. Last.
It was Burgess actually who made the run, and James Graham has got the ball back.
Tremendous take there. Just put the right arm on, saying, come to daddy, that's it. Oh, it's good work by the winger. That's what you like to see, but Graham is on form, isn't he?
He is, but he's struggling at the moment in back play, just having a moment or two to catch his breath, taking a drink.
Go.
Long now for St Helens. Cunningham to Eastman to Flannery. Burrow gets him low down.
Move. Go.
Flannery, Gidley rather. Good run, up to halfway.
Move.
Be interesting to see if Saints change their tactics, go for the kick and chase. Here it comes.
Kick up clear.
Eastman with the kick, but on the bounce to Webb, chases a bit scratchy. So Donald.
First.
James Graham is just loitering with intent behind the line at the moment, now joined in, but he's feeling the pinch at the moment, and Leeds have spotted that.
Move. Go.
Again, pretty good defence, you know. They're forcing Leeds into virtually one-out football.
Diskin to Ablett. Oh, he gets the ball away, but only to Wilkin. Here's Pulatua. Pulatua stands, thought about the offload, will take the tackle.
Move. And hold. Wait.
Well, not the best by the second row, Carl Ablett there. Just getting a little bit panicky. Saints will be quite happy, utilise the forwards, just getting to a good position. They know they've got the quality, especially with Sean Long with a kick.
Eastman. Oh, great little run from Eastman, but Webb just snares him for Leeds. And the touch judge is on. He's seen something. Flannery took a tumble in back play.
What's on there? Red grapple tackle. Okay, Brent.
It's a grapple tackle.
Yeah, right in the face. No doubt about it.
Okay,
Brent Webb and Leeds. They're falling for the fact of giving away silly penalties.
Go.
You can't afford to do that. Give so much possession to a team like Saints.
First.
Yes, their penalty count against them has been a major concern this year. And it is here tonight as Eastman again finds Gidley. Down he goes under pressure from Burrow. Gardner's the dummy half. Gardner will go down the short side. Strength from Gardner. Is he over? No, he's short, says Phil Bentham.
Good job that Senior got underneath him.
Eastman again looking very busy. This is Graham. Here's Long. Long to Price. Price out wide. They go to Melly. Melly taking on Donald. Melly still. Good effort from Francis Melly. They hold him out though. Still a couple of tackles left here for St Helens. It's Wellens. Now it's Price. Here is Long. Long gives it to Wilkin. He goes down on the last. Price. Long. Dink over the top looking for Gidley. Gidley back to Gardner. Gardner loses it. It's picked up by Ryan Hall. Hall, well, Eastman did enough.
Did he ever? Got back. Gidley tried to knock it back there for Gardner, but oh, tremendous work.
Burrow on the charge down the wing. It's Burrow against 5 defenders.
And no support from Leeds. There were 4 St Helens players got back defensively, but where was the Rhinos?
They're here now with Burgess, Diskin and Maguire. Peacock back to Maguire, shows it to Sinfield, goes round Long. That was knocked back. It's going to be back to 0, the tackle count. Sinfield, I think, would settle for a scrum. Well, he's given the 0 tackle.
I can't believe that when Burrow made that break, that there was no one in support. Okay, it was sheer quality and skill that got him through in the first place. But Brian McLennan will be very upset with that.
This is Brent Webb on the inside to Burgess again. They're inching ever closer to the St Helens line of the champions. It's Diskin. Pops it up to Maguire. Maguire over the top. And on the bounce untidily to Ryan Hall, Super League's top try scorer. And oh, he was nearly through. He gets the ball away. Diskin hangs onto it brilliantly. Here is Peacock. And Peacock still. Peacock still. Diskin waits. Ball is knocked out again.
Knock on, they'll put the scrum down. Head and feet to the Rhinos. But St Helens have survived yet again.
Well, this is pressure for St Helens to handle. If you have a look at James Graham now, he's really struggling. You know, he's done a tremendous amount of work. Rob Burrow has just been outstanding on that break. You know, he's so dangerous there, and you're right there. Unusual for Leeds not to have support on the inside, usually Brent Webb or Denny Maguire, but enormous pressure again.
Indeed so. Here is Webb, gives it to Senior. Senior shrugs off. Gardner keeps going. Senior, he had little Kyle Eastman hanging onto his ankles. Webb again finds Sinfield, short ball. Burgess. Well, they are camped on that St Helens line. Saints keeping them out so far. Maguire pops it up. Ablett on the diagonal. Another good tackle. Wilkin and Graham. Diskin quickly from dummy half. Finds Burrow. Burrow jinks inside them. Again, they keep him out. Ablett this time. Ablett's going himself. Plunks the ball down and has scored. Carl Ablett. All the pressure on the St Helens line tells in the end. Carl Ablett back in the side. He missed the game against the Celtic Crusaders 2 weeks ago, and it cost him his ever-present record. He was on loan at London 4 years ago, and here he is now with a vital try for the Leeds Rhinos.
Under so much pressure, Leon Price got the hand to it, went back to it. They were struggling all the time. Through the dummy, they had the numbers. They should have stopped him. They really should have stopped him. A lot of the St Helens players, they're just standing around, which is not surprising with the amount of effort that the Rhinos have been throwing the ball around, made the break. Remember, Rob Burrow got them into that good position. But it looked for a moment there that the Saints' defence, once again, was going to hang on. It wasn't to be. Good individual effort there by Carl Ablett. This is a pressure kick from Sinfield.
It is, and the man who heads the Super League goals and points charts, who's aiming to become the first player to top the goal charts in Super League 3 years in a row, Kevin Sinfield. He lines up this conversion attempt. Never takes it back very deep, Kevin Sinfield. Bit of a breeze blowing, it's just fallen off the kicking tee. He got 10 goals against Castleford. He got 8 against Celtic. He's got 104 two-pointers for the year, plus a drop goal. And as I say, if he continues in that vein, he has the chance of becoming the first player to top the charts 3 years in a row. The Leeds captain, Kevin Sinfield, then to level the scores. Doesn't make any mistake. It's 6 apiece at Headingley. Leeds and Saints, the top two, and nothing between them.
Well, so many breaks by the Rhinos, and you were just beginning to wonder, perhaps, whether it wasn't going to be their night. He was thinking, Brian McLennan, so many opportunities. Full credit to Saints, they've got back in numbers. So many breaks.
Frantic, hectic, use whatever adjective you like. Bill.
Yeah, and the man at the centre of most of that franticness and the hectic play, James Graham, has deservedly earned himself a breather. He's sitting on the sidelines, and I think the Saints physio team just checking in disbelief to make sure he's all in one piece after his involvement in some of the hairiest moments of the game so far. He really has put himself about. There's just a little nick on his cheek, and that's really the only evidence you can see of the bruising confrontations he's been involved in. In his place comes Maury Fasavalu, back in action for Saints after a 5-game absence. That left forearm really heavily strapped after the break he suffered.
I think the try eventually for Ablett came as a certain element of fatigue. It was the 10th consecutive play of the ball that Leeds had in possession close to St Helens try line. Eventually, Ablett, with his strength and skill, got over. If you had the 4 more tackles, you started to see St Helens over the last 2 or 3 minutes have had to do a larger amount of defensive work than Leeds, and it'll be a test here now where they can cope.
Well, this is the last tackle. Oops, that's been knocked forward. It's a knock-on, first knock-on. Who is the first knock-on by? Leeds are claiming it was St Helens who came up the first knock-on, and the referee agrees. Got Long.
They've claimed Long's just got a fingertip to it.
Come on, Sean.
That's a big call, but, you know, they tell you even at school level, don't throw the ball when you've got your back to the opposition, and that's what Maguire virtually did, and put them under a lot of pressure. They're looking to get away with this.
Senior has hit that ball at pace, but Gidley and Flannery pulled him down. That's a quick play, the ball, though. Here goes Peacock again. Webb was sniffing on Peacock's shoulder there.
Good work by Flannery again, getting to a lot of work in defence.
Sinfield, back it goes to Burrow. Short ball then to the try-scorer, Ablett. Diskin waits once again at dummy half for the champions. Here is Sinfield, bounces off Fasavalu, floats a long pass to Senior. Senior, though, under pressure from Gardner, gets it away to Ryan Hall. Hall taking on Eastman, did brilliantly, but so too did Ryan Hall.
Boy, that was very close indeed. He just got it away. Good work by the touch judge. Bit of a grapple tackle there from Flannery. Local crowd don't like it.
Webb down the line, and
too strong.
Is it too big? Yes.
That's 22 play the balls, Eddie, before St Helens have touched the ball. That's a major amount of work. Half an hour gone at Wigan, still 0-0.
Indeed. Francis Melly. 9 tries in his last 10 matches, including the match winner against Huddersfield 2 weeks ago for Francis Melly, by the way.
He's working hard as well, doing some of the forwards work. You certainly need it with Graham off the field of play.
Fasavalu back after missing the last 6. Here is Hargreaves on the inside of Roby, but it went instead to Fasavalu. That's the 4th tackle. St Helens gaining ground down the middle with Roby here. Now Long takes over. Long gets away from one, can't get away from Burgess, loses the ball. Knock on, straight down to Bill.
Eddie, stand by for some more fireworks, because coming onto the field for Leeds Rhinos is Ali Lawatiti and Ryan Bailey. Maury Fasavalu has just entered the fray for Saints. When those two came up against each other at Knowsley Road, Leeds against Saints, earlier in the season, there were real fireworks, and one challenge in particular between Bailey and Fasavalu angered the Saints, so I think there could be a few more fireworks.
She could indeed, and I think there's a little bit of angst from Sean Long, because he believes here that his hair has been pulled.
It has. Luke Burgess is the culprit.
You've seen a bit of that lately. Earl Crabtree got his ponytail pulled, didn't he, a fortnight ago?
It's shocking.
And Semi Tajilala, I think, was fined by the RFL.
Certainly wouldn't happen to you, Steve, would it?
I was waiting for that, Tony, but it's schoolboy stuff and we don't need it in our game.
Maguire to Jones-Buchanan, wrestled to the ground by Price and Wilkin. I must say, it looks as though the floating bone or cartilage or whatever it is in his knee is not causing him any problems at the moment. He was very keen to play, John Wilkin. Sinfield with a measured kick down the line. Scott Donald is herring after this, but it beats both him and Melly over the sideline.
That's the first time that we've seen Kevin Sinfield real take control out there. You can see the backspin on the ball. It nearly got away with it as well. It's going to put a lot of pressure on Francis Melly.
This is a quality contest, Tony Smith.
Sure is, yeah. It's a real arm wrestle, as they say, but an exciting one, isn't it? It's gone from end to end, and you know, I will say, the kicking game of Sean Long hasn't really come in yet. You know, I think you know, Leeds have dominated a little bit in that area, but if Sean Long can get his kicking game going, it might even things up a little bit.
Half an hour gone, 10 to half-time, 6-all. Here is Hargreaves for St Helens, aiming for a 5th league leaders shield in a row.
We're talking of the kicking game. When St Helens won here early this season in the Challenge Cup, they actually did part of it on the back of 2 40-20 kicks. They're in that sort of territory here now. The pitch is in perfect condition, perhaps a little soft though for the ball to bounce on quickly.
It's Fasavalu again. Good harassing in defence by Leeds inside the St Helens half.
And a lot tighter as well around the play the ball area, but yet to say that we've got 2 quality hookers out there in Matt Diskin and Kieran Cunningham and Roby, of course, is the fact that we haven't seen much running from dummy half. Rather strange tactics.
Well, the first kick, real kick from Long, rolled straight into the arms of Brent Webb, who steps over Long and plays the ball. And here is Scott Donald.
Stand, 2, go.
Here's Diskin. Now Bailey.
Third.
They're on halfway, Leeds.
Hold.
3 tackles left, this set of 6. Sinfield. Burrow. Webb. Senior. Senior does well. Offloads the ball to Ali Lauatiti. Takes on Roby and Fasavalu. And Wigan have finally got over the line against Hull FC. Here is Burgess. Gets the ball away off the feet. Play on. And Lauatiti and Wilkin collide.
Well, I'm not so sure Brian McLennan, the Leeds coach, would have been happy there with the way that Burgess just lunged to try to get that ball away. They really should have waited until the last got the kick away, make sure he shakes his head. I'm not surprised, because they've got to just get into a good position, force St Helens back time and time again. And you can see now, early in the tackle count, they're over the halfway line.
They are. And Long thought about a little offload then, but then thought better of it. Roby, Eastmond, Flannery, away from Bailey, not away from Burgess. Only Jason Kalis and Danny Badiris really missing for these 2 tonight. High kick here from Long. That's meant that Webb has to retreat and claims it brilliantly.
He had to as well, because he knew he was out of position. He was running back. He wouldn't have felt confident on that, but as Eddie has mentioned, it was a tremendous take, running away from the way that the ball was going.
Senior running laterally. Well, 50-50, isn't it, in terms of possession? No way through for Bailey. Level pegging where it matters on the scoreboard as well, as Luluai takes it forward. That's the last, though. Great set of defence here from St Helens. Now, Sinfield with the kick. Bounces nicely for Gardner, who will run it back.
First, move, hold, go.
Roby, Wellens. Nearly through. Roby again. Gets it away on that occasion to Paul Clough on the side, the unsung hero in the St Helens team, the only man to have figured in all 30 games now this year, Paul Clough. Here is Long. Long saw a gap. Bailey managed to get to him. Hull have taken the lead at Wigan. Here goes Roby as St Helens look to take the lead at Headingley. On the last tackle, they're camped underneath the Leeds posts. Eastman, Long to Price. Price, back on the inside, straight into the arms of Jamie Jones-Buchanan, and Leeds will begin the counter with Diskin.
Well, for one moment there, you would think it was touch football. Back on the inside, I've got it, you can have it, you can have it. Oh, they've given away a silly penalty.
Holding down at the play of the ball. A relieving penalty for Leeds, this.
Yeah, Clough certainly had the arm and then had a second go at him. So frustrating.
Only 5 penalties in the match so far. 3-2 in Leeds' favour. Leeds have had 3, Saints 2.
Yeah, both of them are, you know, they've relieved pressure for each other on a few occasions. One of the reasons I think they haven't run from dummy half a lot there, Steve-O, the marker play from both teams has been very good. They're both really on their mettle there. Both sets of teams have got really good dummy half runners, and they're really up for it there tonight. You've got to be, particularly with Roby in the form that he's able to produce. Matty Diskin's just looking a little bit tired at the moment. He probably needs that rest from another hooker there.
Ryan Hall, meanwhile, for Leeds, they just lost the momentum a bit there. Ball went to ground. Webb and Lautiti. Good run from Lautiti, still going and halted by Clough and Hargreaves. Here's Diskin, last tackle here for Leeds. Sinfield hoists the kick. Donald is after this. Oh, Donald was taken out. Donald was taken out, and the referee has given a penalty.
You always run the risk, don't you, when you give it plenty of height. And you can see there, Long just lunged in front. He stopped. Surely they'll take the quick tap. They have. They're going to run it.
They are, and here comes Ryan Bailey. That's the 4th Leeds penalty. Will it pay for them as Maguire drops the shoulder? Farcivalou misses him. Gets the ball away on the bounce to Webb. Webb then brings it back the other way to Sinfield. He's grounded by the tackle of Lee Gilmore. Diskin to Burrow. Bailey.
Well, the idea was good, the inside pass, but Bailey was not running onto it. He was virtually stood still at the time.
Diskin, scampering from dummy half, finds Sinfield, who in turn finds Webb. Webb then gets it to Maguire, and Hall is over in the corner, off the pass from Keith Senior. But it's another decision for Steve Ganson. And Paul Wellens, he is the man who leads the appeal. But I think, I'm not so sure that he wasn't claiming for a forward pass.
That's a try, all right.
Nothing wrong with that.
No worries, that'll go down. And fully deserved as well, the way that Leeds have been adventurous in keeping this ball alive. No problem. There's plenty of grass. That's good downward pressure. And this guy, Ryan Hall, what a season he's having.
Well, he's a leading try scorer in Super League, and I think he's going to get another 1 to his name. Here he is. That's try number 27, and what's more, it's his 40th in 52 appearances for Leeds in just over 2 years. And the referee, I think, is wanting a word with Paul Wellens for his overzealous confrontation about the validity of that try.
Paul, you've got to be very careful. Visual dissent, bad as anything. Keep your arms down.
It's not what he said, it's what he did. Visual dissent.
Well, it all came about by this. Look at that, Sean Long making no attempt to go for the football at all, trying to kid the referee. And from this, they kept the ball alive. Quick hands, keep it on the move. Dummy runner, you can see the Lautiti, but what about the quick pass from Senior? He's had a big year. Most people thought Keith Senior perhaps, Twilight, they'd push him into the forwards, but he's been the provider. And this man has reaped the reward. They take the lead.
Yes, Leeds hit the front. Can Sinfield add the extras? Yes, he can. 12-6, Leeds against St Helens in a rip-roaring confrontation at Headingley. They're enjoying it, so are we, and Tony Smith. I'll bring you in a moment when we've seen how this try came about.
It all comes about by the dummy runner coming through, and it just hesitates. It gives them that extra one. You can see there Kyle Eastman, he just shuffled across a little bit too late. This guy made him pay.
Ryan Hall was given his debut by Tony Smith for Leeds 2 years ago. And we wouldn't want to do your job for you, Tony, as the England coach, not when you're here anyway, but isn't it good to see Ryan Hall in this sort of form with the Aussies and the Kiwis on the horizon?
Yeah, he's been pretty consistent this year. He's really come on, but can I just say, I really like the way the referee handled that with Paul Wellens. Paul Wellens is really passionate about stopping tries, and I understand that emotions get high, but we really got to get on top of this where we're in referees' faces and waving our arms around and complaining and whinging. It's, you know, I hear you say it often, Steve. It's like we see in some other sports. We don't want it to creep in. He handled it really well, the referee.
Here for that.
Move and hold. Go.
Last minute of this first half, which has absolutely flashed by, and Leeds coming again here.
2.
That's Maguire underneath that challenge from Melly and Price. Lee Smith, Sinfield, flat pass to Luluai. Wrestled to the ground by Paul Clough.
They need to get the ball high on this one.
And hold. Go.
Will they go early?
It's with Burrow, and here's Lauatiti. And Lauatiti comes back the other way. Look at the clock. They've got about 15 seconds remaining, so maybe the kick will be on its way here on the fourth tackle. Webb, Sinfield, drop goal attempt, charge down, play on. Here's Maguire. Oh, the pass was too low for Luluai. But it was, well, it was muck and nettles really then for Leeds. They knew the clock was counting down, and Luluai just couldn't take the pass in. It was a low one, it was dipping. But what a game. Saints led, courtesy of Gilmore's try, and Eastman converted, 6-0. Ablett then came up with a try, Sinfield added the goal, 6 apiece, and just before half-time, Super League's top try scorer, Ryan Hall, made it 27 for the season for him. But of more importance tonight, 12-6 to the Rhinos.